Hello and welcome to another episode of The Untold. This is a show all about great personalities, their journeys, their experiences, and all of the untold, tidbit they have to offer. I'm your host, Abdullah Al-Hindiani, and I'm here with my colleague,
Marzuq Said, and today we are talking about a specific topic, a topic that can relate to every one of us. It's about mindset, it's about the thought that you have and how you can change your dreams and make them reality.
Yeah, for today's episode, it's about self-improvement, right? And for someone like me, the idea of self-improvement is like going from fast food to eating shawarma, right? So hopefully for today's episode is gonna, fix that. Yousef is gonna be educating us all about what you need to do, mind habits, how to change your thoughts, and basically have a clear understanding of your problems from within.
Of course, Yousef Qabazard, he's someone who's interested in personal growth and helping others to reach the greatness within them. So if you are interested in that topic as well and you want to discover the giant that lives inside of you, then this episode gonna be amazing. So stay tuned. Welcome back, our dear viewers, with a distinguished guest in a distinguished field, personal development. Welcome, Yousef Qabazard.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marzuq, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm here to share my knowledge.
Of course, and the pleasure is ours, actually. I remember back in the days, self-development started with me when my mom, when I was in elementary school, she introduced me to Dr. Tariq Suwaidan. And from that time, I was hooked into personal development, learning more, how to become a better version of yourself.
Yes.
So for you, when did it start?
It started actually when I was 17 or 18 years old. I asked my mom, I wanted to buy a jet ski with my friends, okay? And she told me, you're 18 years old, go make your own money. And that hit me. That everybody, the other parents, they said, yeah, I'll buy it for you, but for me, no. So I took it to heart and I started to read books. I was against reading because you know how society goes here. If you read, you're an awkward guy.
A nerd.
Exactly, you're a nerd. But then I found out something that I want to enjoy reading. I want to find out. First book I bought in my own money, 100 Things Millionaires Do. And I took it and I started reading it. And then after I finished reading, I opened my own business. I started selling swim shorts with one of my friends, and this is how it started. And then I started reading more books and more books and more books. I started not focusing on money, focusing on myself, focusing on how to be a better person in relationships and school and treating other people as well. So this is how it started, and I'm enjoying it. I took courses as well back in the US. I invested a lot, and it really paid off. And it's never ending. We keep on growing, we keep on getting better.
Progress.
Yeah. Yes, because we always think there is growth or there is decay, and we think there is stability. There's no stability.
There's stagnation.
Exactly. You're either growing or you're either decaying.
Yeah. Either up or down.
Yes.
I love it.
Even though you're not doing something. If you're not doing something, you're maybe going down.
Absolutely.
So it's how you perceive it,
Sure.
So when I started reading, the person I really got hooked into is Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins.
Yes,
yeah.
this is the
great giant in the field of personal development.
Exactly, and even Jordan Peterson. These guys are the best.
Amazing.
They've helped me in my own life in ways that I never imagined I'll reach this part of my life right now.
So, for people who don't have a lot of idea about what is self-improvement or self-development, because a lot of people hear the word and they're like, why are you reading some of it, right? Can you educate us about it?
Yes, I did a seminar back in the US, but before I did it, I started knowing people. I joined the Kuwaiti club over there to get to know people more in a personal level, so they can know who I am, so I can build trust, I can build rapport.
Network.
Exactly, network. Even though I'm the odd guy out, but I know that, but it's okay. But everybody has his own ways of thinking. I don't like to push my way of thinking onto people.
Try to fit in.
No, I do by action. I lead by example. I don't like to force anybody to do anything. But I believe that people can get influence. but not by words, by action. So when I started doing that, and then people got to know me, because I started, because the way they used to hang out there, I didn't like it. Why? We're all in an event, but everybody is with his own group, separate. But we're here to be together.
Exactly.
So why are we separate? So I hate to see that. So I started, started blending in, started talking to this guy, say hi to this guy and this guy, so I can bring them all together. And then when they get to know me, and then I thought to myself, why don't I do a seminar? And I didn't even, I just told them the title, تعال وراح تستمتع. Best. That's it. Come and you're gonna have fun. Because the way I teach, I don't teach by just pushing words or pushing information. I try to make it more interactive, more fun, and not
more engaging,
serious, but in a serious way. I don't know how to explain it.
I like the balance that you're having.
Exactly, here. Because nobody likes to sit in a room and just teacher just throw.
It's like a regular classroom.
Exactly, yeah. And I get bored, so I always put myself in other people's shoes. If I wanna be a presenter, how can I make my audience engaged with me? So I started learning that. When I started learning that, I did it. 50 to 55 people came, and then when I did the presentation, people liked it, even though they didn't understand nothing about personal development or self-awareness.
But the clapping was high, huh?
Yes, it was high, and people loved it. And it's all about reflecting on yourself and your actions. There's nothing we do is good, bad, right or wrong. It's just how you perceive things. That's it. So your own ways.
Yeah. How you perceive, how you reflect. And I remember one time there was a phrase that actually touched me so deep. It says, do the things that others want, so you end up having the things that others wish for. And it kind of changed my mindset. For you, what was a phrase or maybe a new thinking or mindset that changed your perspective?
The definition of success.
Definition of success.
What is that though?
Tell me more.
I met so many people and I asked them multiple times, what does success mean to you? What does success mean to you? What does success mean to you? Everybody has a different answer. And then one time a guy asked me, I didn't know what it is. I didn't have an answer. So I started reflecting on myself. What does it mean to me? And then now I put my own definition of it. And it's happening.
What's your definition for success?
It's a secret between me and me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
What's your definition of success?
For me? I would like to keep it to myself.
Okay.
Yes.
I think for a lot of people, success is basically attaining goals that you set for yourself, right? No matter how small or big they are,
exactly.
As long as you reach them,
exactly.
Because it's relative.
Exactly. And we all over here, we all have successes.
Yeah.
But it's easy for our mind to trick us to focus on everything we don't have. It's easy.
Or anything that you don't really need, but the media is promoting for you to have it.
That's why we compare ourselves, and the comparison is the thief. Comparison is the thief of joy, or something like that. Yeah. So, and I used to go through that. I used to compare myself. But wait, why am I comparing myself with a guy that's 50 years old and his journey is different than my journey?
And his circumstances.
Exactly. So then I was, it's because it's easy. Your mind can play games on you. So it's all on how you perceive things, and you need to put your own definition of success.
That's why, the rise of social media is so dangerous.
Exactly.
Because like you said, it's the thief of joy, right? Comparison.
Yes.
People constantly see people going outside, having fun, not doing any work, not doing any job. And they're like, why isn't my life like that?
Yeah, but nobody knows what's behind the curtains.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy.
Yeah, because I know some fitness influencers, what they do is that they get fit for 1 month, they take the thousands of pictures, and then for 11 months, they're out of shape, but they keep posting, fitness pictures, and people are like, "Oh, how is he?"
That's crazy.
Yeah, how is he fit 24 hours? But that's that's the deception of social media.
It's so easy to be fake. It's so easy. Like I've seen it in my own eyes. When I see people, I look. For me, I treat people all the same. I don't care what's your title. I don't care how much money you have in the bank. I treat you all the same. And then when I started seeing everybody's different definition of success, like I took a course in Texas. I paid a good amount of money to take this course. There were 50 people. So 50 people. It was a leadership course. Everybody says what they do and what are the problems and everything. Everybody's opening up. Okay. So one guy stood up. He said, "I make $5 to $10 million a year." I was thinking between me and myself, what are you doing here in a personal development course? You make this amount of money.
Yes.
And then it was for 8 days.
You only get like 2,200 from the government.
Exactly.
Like the monthly pay.
Yes, exactly. And then, you know, I was thinking to myself, and then I waited. I was scared to go and ask him, like, why are you here? Until the end of the seminar, I got up and I had the courage to go and ask him. So why are you here if you make this amount of money? He told me that, Yousef, I've heard that you stood up and you said you have a great relationship with your family. I said, okay, yes. I would sacrifice all this money to get a good relationship with my family, and I don't have that.
Yeah.
And that struck me. We're always looking for what we don't have.
This reminds me.
Be lacking.
Yeah, this reminds me of a video that was circulating on social media, where a person goes to millionaires and asks them,
Yeah.
you know, what is the one thing you would change? And all of them, or not all of them, like most of them said, I would go back in time and focus more on family and less on, you know, being at the job 24/7.
Yes. It's okay if you want to have more money. It's okay. This is not bad, but you know, be grateful of what you have right now and pursue the things you want to pursue.
Yeah.
It's okay. And no one said that money. Who said money is bad or having more money makes you evil? These are all stories we hear when we were young. And that's not true. You made up.
Yeah.
So if you want to have more money, go work and go. We want to buy more things. Go
Dig
do
your
it.
way into becoming a successful
Exactly.
person. And success is like a journey. There's like a picture where like success, people think it's like a straight line.
No.
And there's like also another picture that says like there are struggles. So during struggles,
Yeah.
some people like they get unmotivated.
Yeah.
For you, like how do you deal with unmotivation and like times where you get stuck?
I remember my past successes. What are the
good
things
one.
I've done? Yes, I watch my videos. Oh my God, look at what I did. You know, this is the, you know, some people see it as arrogance. It's not arrogance. It's, you know, because your
It's a
mind.
reminder.
Yes, it's just a reminder that see, I have confidence because I prove to myself I can do the things I want to do. So this is how I see it, and I've read a book about this, and that has helped me. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics
Oh.
of Dr. Maxwell Maltz.
Yes.
It's Psycho is the study of psychology.
Yeah.
Yes, and then cybernetics is the study of machines, and it's about how your mind works as a machine. Whatever you feed it is gonna come out. If you feed it negative thoughts, if you feed it bad things, welcome to your life. What's gonna happen?
And when you target like the missile.
Yes.
Yes, like that
exactly.
example, I loved it. Yeah.
Exactly.
You like have a focus, it's like a missile like for the machine.
Yes, because I personally struggled a lot because I was focusing on multiple things, even though I made a couple of, you know, I made some money over there and here and over there, but there was no fulfillment. We chase the feeling. We don't want the car. We want the feeling that the car brings us.
The value it gives you.
Yes, we don't want the house. We want the feeling. We're chasing feelings. We're not chasing the
The
material.
dopamine rush.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, for example, you can buy a car today and you can have fun. A month or 2 months later, it's just a normal car. And
Yeah.
then you start being unhappy again. Let's find another car.
That's why there's something in Hollywood, I think it's called the Oscar buzz or something like that. I forgot what it is, but basically, and it's a, you know, scientific or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They say that a month or two after an actor wins the Oscar, they become depressed because, you know, this is something they pursued for so many long, but now that they have it,
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
Oh,
now what?
What's next?
Yeah.
What's next?
And in that term of like personal development, there was
Yeah.
a term that comes to my mind that says neuroplasticity.
Yeah, neuroplasticity.
Plasticity.
Exactly. Yes.
But
yes.
I want to hold you on that note because we have to take a break, but we'll come
course.
back and talk all about neuroplasticity.
Of course. Let's do it. Thank you.
We're gonna take a quick break and be back. Stay tuned.
And we're back with Yousef Qabazard, who's a personal growth advocate. And before the break, we mentioned neuroplasticity. And I know you have a keen interest in that. So for our audience and me also as well, first time hearing that, can you, educate us about it?
Yes, neuroplasticity in simple terms is the rewiring of your brain to the person you want to become. It means that we are conditioned are programmed when we were young to think the same way, to live the same life, and just go through life through autopilot, without asking why we do what we do, or
Reflecting.
reflecting, or why we have the beliefs that we have. So neuroscience, this term neuroplasticity came and showed that you can, in your own power, to rewire your brain to the person you want to become, to the things you want to achieve. And it takes about 3 to 6 months to do it.
So it's all from within.
All from within.
Yeah.
All from within. By changing your habits, by changing the way you think, by educating yourself, and by just knowing what you want. People don't know what they want. Be specific on what you want.
Yeah.
I want to have a car. I want to be rich. I want to have a house. I want to have... This is not specific. Be specific on exactly what you want, so you can, so your brain can guide you. And that's what's
talking about, like, what you want. What made you kind of turning point into focusing on this field?
Because I tried multiple things. I tried so many things, and even though I'm still 22, and then when I started speaking, I spoke for once. I loved it. I got so much feedback, and the books I've been reading are all related to personal growth and personal development and self-awareness. And I started reading people in a way that why they do what they do, like human nature, why we do what we do, why we think what we think, why we act in a way, why do we have bad attitude in some areas of life. Even though me and you could go into the stock market, we invest $1 million, you lose $1 million, I lose $1 million. You can say, okay, I lose $1 million, how do I make another $1 million? And then I can say, oh my God, the stock market is something bad. I'm not going to go ever invest in the stock market. I'm going to start worrying. I'm going to start doubting. I'm going to start having anxiety. Same circumstance, different thinking.
Yes.
Exactly. And I know a person that went through this. The guy is still worried about how he lost it's not $1 million. I don't know exactly how much, but he's still anxious, even though it happened 5 years ago. And the other guy, he's making more and more money.
Hopefully $1 million, not million KD, you know?
I know, and yeah, it's in America, so it's dollars. But still $1 million.
Still a lot.
And you know, speaking of neuroplasticity,
Yes.
such a hard word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go back to it because you mentioned something really interesting. You said it's the rewiring of the brain. And is that through habits? Is that through thoughts? How is that process?
Through habits, through thoughts, and through beliefs.
Beliefs, okay.
Yes. So some people say, I'm a shy person. You're saying that to yourself. So whatever you say to yourself, people are you're gonna believe it, and people are gonna see you as a shy person. And I don't believe that, because I was a shy person one day. And no one, whenever I say that, no one believes me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, extrovert, you're extrovert. No. You see that I'm an extrovert, but I went through stuff that made me an extrovert. I wasn't born an extrovert. I wasn't born with, no one was born with things. You just, what happens to your past, or the stories, we're all made up of stories.
Of course. And how does it take usually for someone to change their new habits and to see the real change?
The real change, according to science, it's they say 6 months.
6 months.
6 months with, discipline, of course, and knowing what you want to do and building the good habits. So this is how you see yourself. It's all about your perception, your self-image. How do you see yourself? Because the worst person that sees themselves as the worst is ourselves. Why? People see us greater than we see ourselves. Why? Especially in this society, if you see yourself as a great person, oh, you're a selfish man.
You're narcissistic.
Yeah.
Everyone told me you're narcissistic. I'm just working hard.
Exactly.
I'm just achieving.
Exactly. Let them say what they say. But you are the only person that knows what you went through. No one knows.
Exactly.
That's why they talk.
Like sometimes you post maybe your certificate or whatever, and then people are like, oh, maghrur. But you're just proud of your achievement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be proud, who will be proud? No one is going to clap for you. No one cares.
Yeah.
I swear to God. It's coming from my heart. No one cares what you
I can
achieve.
feel you, brother. I can
Yes.
feel you.
No one cares what you achieve. It's all for you. If you feel good, that's it. Because how much you give to people, how much you help, how much you serve, they're still gonna find the mistake on you.
Yeah.
No, he needs to do more. He needs to do more. He needs to.
And it's a goal that you will never reach if you're trying to
Exactly.
please everyone around you.
Exactly, because I went through this personally and I know how it goes. So that's why I'm now focusing on myself, and that's it. That's how I think of it. If I'm not hurting anybody else and I'm happy. Now, even if you're happy, they say there's something wrong with
They
you.
say, yeah, so the Shreebs, yeah.
Why?
Shreebs honest.
Why?
During
Why?
times like this, what are some habits that you personally practice to strengthen your image and strengthen the way where you stand?
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yes, gratitude. It's being grateful for what you have, and this is what I practice every single day before I sleep. And when I wake up, I sit with myself like 5 to 10 minutes, and I focus on 5 things I'm grateful for, whatever they are.
What impression it gave you?
I wake up energized. I want to do stuff. I don't want to just sit. I want to go achieve and do and have fun.
And are there any recent habits that you picked up that kind of influenced or affected your life?
Gym, of course. Muay Thai. I'm doing now like
Muay Thai?
Muay Thai, which
What
is
is
like a Thailand boxing.
Muay Thai.
Yeah, Muay Thai. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And reading. These are the most important habits for me.
I like how you are mixing between like brain activities and body
Yes,
activities.
because it's all connected.
Yes, like
Yes.
العقل السليم في الجسم السليم.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So these are the habits that really has helped me. And a habit whenever I feel down, as I said, I go pray. I go have a calm mind, or I start putting on music to change the mood. Yeah, I trick my brain. Learning
Talking
how to
about
trick my
habits, sometimes like we can get influenced by social media, like what we see. Maybe like in a good way, like a positive way, or maybe like in a negative way.
Yes.
So in your perspective, do you see it like it has more benefit or more harm to people?
It depends on what are you consuming.
What you are feeding your mind?
It's like food, right? There's bad food, there's
Exactly.
good food.
Well, whatever you input, if you're inputting bad things inside here, guess what's gonna come out? It's gonna put in good things. Guess what's gonna come out?
Yeah.
So it's all in here. Yeah, you influence yourself by yourself.
So if you look at your accounts on Instagram,
Yeah.
who are you following? Are those people like reinforcing the good habits in your mind? Are they like adding a value to your mind? Or are you consuming something that wastes your time and wastes the way that you look at yourself, or maybe adding zero value to you? That's something to consider it.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to your role as a growth advocate, especially for personal within,
Yeah.
From talking to people, what would you say is something that a lot of people neglect about self-improvement? Is it the mindset? Is it, taking the time for themselves?
Ego.
Ego.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, for example, I want to be right.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
wants to be
Yeah.
right. Okay, if you want to be right, look at your life. If you want to be right, keep on being right. But then don't complain and rationalize and blame. It's easy to complain and rationalize and blame, but it's harder to be responsible, because everybody can put their things on other people or the government or whatever. When the last person you want to look at is themselves.
It's easy to point out at others, but it's very difficult to point at your own self.
Yeah. So okay, and if you don't know what to do, there are people that you want to be in their shoes. Go ask them. I want to be like you. I want to learn from you. But no, that's ego. I want to be right. I want to stay. So it's ego. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, you said ego, a lot of people find it for some reason hard to say, I'm sorry, or I was wrong, or, I want to learn from this.
Yeah.
Like for some reason kind of hits them in all the wrong places.
Yeah,
And you know what's the other thing that's kind of hard? Is that people think like it's gonna take too much to change, or it's kind of too late, like the time is past, I cannot change, that's who I am.
Yeah.
So what do you say to people who think in that way?
These are the excuses they just put on themselves.
They come up with it.
They come up with it.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic. It's all illusions. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm not whatever. I'm not
They're not
whatever.
gonna like me.
They're not gonna like me.
I'm not talented.
Exactly. You make it up.
And the list go on and on.
Exactly.
Never ended.
Exactly.
Have you encountered like someone who was like super negative that you maybe like took something of his energy, or were you able like to influence him? Like tell us like a story
Yeah.
where you affected someone's life.
Yes, actually, my first year when I went to the US in Connecticut, I met a guy, and we sat in the Douaniya and everything. And whenever I go to the gym, oh, come sit with us, eat with us, and everything. No, I need to go to the gym and come back. And then whenever they ask me about the gym, I tell them like, if you want to come with me, come with me. I'm not gonna give you advice because I just know myself. I don't like to give advice to people. This is how I just know myself. I know what to do, and that's it. I just do it. So when this guy started seeing my consistency in the gym, and how even though I don't feel like going, I just go, and then he got motivated to do so. And then after I moved to Arizona, he graduated, and then he took a picture of himself, and from like 150, 160 kg to like 70 something, and he said, you inspired me.
MashaAllah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I felt good. So,
Yeah.
I really felt good that see, I influence people without even telling them what to do.
You contagious him.
I do it by example.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't like.
They think only like negativity is contagious, but also positivity can be really contagious in a way. So find someone that can really push you, and you find like inspiration to change, and you will definitely change.
Yeah.
Exactly. Some people tell me I'm harsh, but I'm not harsh. I just tell the truth, you know. I know.
Well, the truth is harsh.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because I love them. I'm not gonna, because you're my friend. I love you. I'm not gonna tell you, oh no, it's okay. Don't go to the gym today. I'm not gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you.
Realistic.
Go. If you don't want to go, then don't go. They're just straightforward.
Yeah.
Because I used to dedicate my life to just help people, do for people, and push people to go and do stuff. But then I'm exhausted. So that's why you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
I love that wisdom. It's really
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
And I know you have shared a lot of wisdom, a lot of mindset, a lot of
Yeah.
concepts that was really beautiful. What one last message you would like the viewers to take away from this beautiful episode?
There is only one of you in the world, and God created you unique. So why look at others? Why compare?
Write your own story.
Exactly. That's it.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Yousef, for being with us.
Of course.
You enlightened us with a lot of wisdom, a lot of
Yeah.
concepts that can make really a great change if you implement them in your life.
And guys, have fun with it. Don't be serious in yourself. Don't take life so seriously. Have fun.
Definitely.
Everything
Have fun,
serious
enjoy.
and carbs, and they want to track, and just start going to the gym, build the habit, and then you're gonna see the results. We're always attached to the outcome for everything. Don't attach the outcome. Just do the stuff, and then you're gonna see the results with time.
Of course, with
Yeah.
time, things gonna happen. Quick break, and we're gonna be back. Stay tuned.
And that was all of the time we've had on the Untold. We've had Yousef Qabazard, who shared a lot of great insights on the idea of, fixing yourself from within.
Exactly, and the amazing thing I love about what he was saying is that everything started with a mindset.
Yeah.
The better mindset, the better outcome you're gonna have. And the bad mindset that you have is gonna lead to a negative look at life.
Yeah, and I also really loved how he said all it takes, according to a lot of people, a lot of readings, a lot of science, is at most 6 months. For some people to have life-changing decisions in 6 months, that's nothing, right? In the grand scheme of things. So it was a very insightful kind of episode for today.
And do you know the funny thing is that people think about personal development is only like you talking in general, like there's
Yeah.
no science based. But Yousef, mashallah, he shared science, he shared like habits, he shared NLP, he shared a lot of scientific terms that can help someone to change from regular person into more creative, someone with the courage and determination to achieve his goals in the future run.
Yeah, and I think the key takeaway from this episode before we wrap everything up is that, dedicate some time for yourself, right? Because whatever exterior problem you have, you're not going to fix it if the problems within you, the inner problems, are not fixed, right? So work on yourself. That's the key takeaway from this episode. And hopefully everything else is going to resort itself eventually.
As Yousef Hamdallah said, work on yourself and invest in yourself, because that's going to be the best investment in the long run. See you next time.